This video is part of our study about the similarities and differences in Latin America with a special focus on cleantech, healthtech, and education. What we do in Rubica, we promote brands that add value to the world. How we do it? We use business intelligence to discover opportunities and insights for our clients. Hopefully you will find many of those in these videos. And with that information, we help our clients adjust their products and services and co-create with them digital strategies. So then after that, we can go and experiment in an agile way using all the diversity in digital media. So at the end, our clients end up increasing their sales and positioning in the region. To keep on talking about education and remembering that we are talking about K-12 in general, let's go for the second big title, which are the resources and infrastructure. And in resources and infrastructure, let's start exploring first infrastructure. So again, as you were seeing in the previous slide, here on the left, you will see the needs of particular topics. So that means educators or school administrator asking for certain infrastructure. And then on the right, you will find what the governments, either national or local, have decided to improve on infrastructure. So you see here a lucky coincidence, which is better sport infrastructure with better sport infrastructure. So it's been a particular need that was heard, and it will be happening in Colombia specifically. But I would also like to call your attention on the following stars here on the right. So, for example, in Ecuador, the progress of a sponsor a school program and the public-private partnership for improving school infrastructure, this shows us, as we were discussing about the inequalities in the region, these are good case practices where businesses are actually getting more involved into improving school infrastructure. And in these two countries, they're doing it very well. The second one that I want to call your attention to is the Pro-A school buildings. So this was a flagship program, specifically in the city of Buenos Aires in Argentina, where 25 secondary schools were focusing specifically on software development. So they are investing quite a lot of money for making the infrastructure for these schools so they can focus on software development for the kids there, finishing their high school education. To keep on going under the same resources and infrastructure, now let's visit educational resources. So here in Argentina, we found that they were demanding more educational resources for sustainable development in education. So you might remember that this comes from the title, the very first title that we were exploring about policies and frameworks. That was an announcement made for the government where they're going to be focusing. So this is again another good coincidence from what was demanded and what the governments are expressing they're going to focus on. And then you will also find here for the announcement of the particular topic in Mexico, the fighting addictions in schools. You might remember that that was one of the broad topics that was also being general for the region as a whole. And lastly, under the same title of resources and infrastructure, we will have educational technology. What we want to call your attention to in educational technology is that we really found very little interest for very specific technology or solving problems with technology. And this actually follows a trend that we've seen in educators, where educators or school administrators and even policymakers are not really necessarily looking for technology for solving the problems. So whatever your solution is, if it doesn't matter how advanced it is in terms of technology, the way of selling it and the way to making it big, at least in the region, is not really highlighting the techie side of the solution, but it's what really solves, and especially if it can be connected with any of the topics that we've seen previously. Remember that, of course, when you develop a tech solution, it is going to be more about the pedagogy that backs up the technology. And it seems that here, for the decision makers in Latin America, that is something that they are going to be appreciating more.